All right, you guys, this part of the lesson is just to help on finding the domain and range of these different functions as it talks about. Okay, so if you need some help on this, this is the video to watch. Okay, I'm gonna make a quick graph of this first equation here, and actually I can put the parent function on here so we have something to compare it to, right? So here's the parent function, y equals the square root of x. Okay, so there's the parent function. It starts off at 0, 0, up 1 over 1, up 2 and over 4, and up 3 and over 9. So there's the parent function for us just to compare to, okay? Let's look at this first one here. And again, I'm going to talk about the domain and range once I get a little graph of it. Well, kind of the quick way you should be able to identify kind of using the transformations here is that compared to the parent, this one is going to be right 2. I'm going to start, and it's going to be up 1. So I can go right 2 from that origin, right 2 and up 1, and there's going to be the starting point of this one. And it's going to be a stretch of 3, which means the first point is going to be up 3 and over 1 kind of from where we're at, and then other points will be triply as high from where it was because it's a stretch of 3. So I'm just going to make a rough hand of the graph right now. As you'll see on your assignment, a lot of these I'm going to let you plug into Desmos and then just kind of use Desmos to visually see what's going on. Maybe, again, you'll get to the point where you can just look at the equation and tell me the domain and range, but otherwise the graph can help too. Okay, domain, I'm just going to put D colon here for now. The domain deals with the x values that you can plug into this equation and get an answer. And up until now, a lot of times it's just been like all real numbers for many of the equations we've plugged in. But as you go on in math, you're going to find out there's certain things you can't plug into certain functions. Think about a square root. We can't get a negative under here, right? So, again, we're talking about x values, so it's going to be like an inequality, like x is greater than or equal to, and then something. And you can think, what's the lowest possible x value you can plug in here so that I won't get a negative? Okay, well, in this case, it's going to be 2. If I plug in something, it's going to be 2. If I plug in 1, 1 minus 2 would be negative, and I can't take the square root of a negative. So I can't plug anything less than 2 into this problem. So x has to be greater than or equal to 2. Now, I have you, on the assignment, I have you graph these on Desmos too, problems like this, because you can see this from the graph. Take a look. We went right 2, okay, so here's where that point is, right, circling it again. We're right 2 on the x-axis, and then we go everything, the graph goes further to the right, doesn't it? It doesn't go this direction or anything. So in terms of the x direction, the left and right, it starts at 2, and it goes further to the right. And that tells you that those are the x values are possible in this equation, is any x value that's greater than or equal to 2. Okay, I'll do another one here in a second as an example, but there's the first one. Okay, now let me try the range and see what you think about that. The range talks about the y values, okay? So what are the possible y values that I could get out of this function? Well, again, now switch your brain in terms of thinking up and down in the graph that I have over here. We went from the origin, right? We went up 1, okay? So here's where this point is on the vertical axis, the y-axis, right? We went up 1, and then the graph continues to go higher. And it looks like a squared function flattens out, but it never does. It'll keep increasing. But it starts at y equals 1 and increases. So, and we can kind of see it from up here as well. We went up 1, and then it's going to go higher and higher and higher. So y values are greater than or equal to 1. The lowest we could possibly get is 1, okay? I could never have a y value in this function that's down, goes down this way, right? Because the graph doesn't. I can never have anything that's 0 or negative 1 or negative 2. There aren't any y values for this graph. It starts here and goes up and to the right. So that's the range for that particular function. The lowest value you could ever get is 1, and it increases, right? Think about our graphs from our parabolas. Okay, we had like a minimum value on some of these, right? Like a graph like this. There was a lowest value. In this case, I've kind of graphed it to be at y equals 3, and that's the lowest that value could ever be for a y value for that graph, okay? Well, square root functions, now we're thinking that as well. For x and y, there are limits. There are certain things we can and can't get, okay? Let's take a look at this next one. I'll do this one in blue just to have a different color up there, okay? So x plus 4, and then outside the square root is plus 3. Those little moves can tell me where this graph should start. It's going to be left 4 and up 3 of the origin. Left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 3. So this point right here, okay? And then it's going to be a stretch of 2, okay, and it's not a reflection or anything, so it's going to go up 2 and over 1, and other points would be doubly as high as well, but just to give you a rough idea, it'll start to look like this, okay? and I can continue it a little further just to give us a good idea what it's going to look like, okay? The domain for this one. Now, again, good idea is maybe pause the video and see if you can figure it out. We're talking about the x values, okay? Well, the x values for this case, okay, if I go to the graph, it can help. We went left 4, and then everything to the right of that, correct? So if I'm thinking about the x-axis, I went to -4, and it's everything that's bigger than that. So x is greater than or equal to -4. I can't have anything that's at -5 on the x-axis, -6, or -7, or -8, or anything further down this way. Because the graph here's the furthest left it gets, -4, and it's everything further to the right. Okay, think about the range. Okay, R colon. This is talking about the y values. We went up 3, and then it wasn't a reflection or anything, it just went up. So in this case, it's going to be y is greater than or equal to 3. The lowest value I can get is 3, and then the graph continues to rise from there, right? Here we are, 3 up on the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, there we are. And then I just keep going up and up and up. So the lowest value, the lowest value I can ever get is 3, and everything bigger than that. I'll walk through 2 more here examples if you need them. If those first 2 were enough for you, great. Otherwise, here's 2 more examples of me finding the domain and range. Okay, take a look at this one. I've got the parent already graphed over there, and for this one, I see it's x plus 6. So that means it'll be left 6 if I'm talking about the transformation, and down 1 from the origin. So I'm going to go left 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down 1. There's where that first point is going to be, if you can see it. And then it's a stretch of 4. So the first point will be up 4 and over 1. And then all of the points that I would find, it's like finding the parent's points, but I would also multiply them by 4 as well. So it'd be much, much steeper, especially to start out, okay? So there's what the graph would start to look like if I made the graph or if I used Desmos, okay? The domain is talking about the x values. We went left 6, and then the graph goes up and to the right in this case, right? So along the x-axis, I'm starting left 6, and then I'm going everything to the right of this. So x is greater than or equal to -6. There's my domain. I can plug in -6, right? And it makes sense up here too. Take a look up here. I can plug in -6, right? -6 plus 6 would be 0. And that's the lowest number I can square root. If I try to plug in -6.1, okay, that's too low, because then I'll get a negative under the square root. So -6 is the lowest thing I can plug in, and otherwise I can plug in anything bigger than that and get a value for this equation. Anything else does not work, okay? In terms of y, again, you'll get to the point if you keep doing these where you can just look at this and say, oh, it's down 1, and it's not a reflection or anything, so y is greater than or equal to -1, okay? But you can also, I will have you graph them on Desmos so you could see it on here. You went down 1, and then everything north of that or above that, right? So -1 down here in terms of the y-axis, okay, that's the lowest this graph ever gets. So we get as low as -1, but everything bigger than that is the range, okay? One more here, and especially this one because this one is a reflection, so it'd be a good one to go through, okay? X minus 3 means we're going to go right 3 from the origin and then down 4 to start the first point. So right 3, down 4 will be right here, okay? Now this one, though, is a reflection, and it's also a stretch. So it's going to be like down 2, right 1, okay? So it's going to look like this, and this will change our range, okay? Our domain for this particular one doesn't change, or at least not too much. We're still going off to the right. If you look at the graph, right, we went to the right 3 and then everything further to the right. So x is still greater than or equal to +3. But for the range now, for y, we are going down. We went down 4, and then we went further down into the negatives along the y-axis, right? So we're at -4 and then further down. So in this case, we're talking about y is less than or equal to -4. I want -4 and then -5 and -6 as I look at that graph, because that's the direction it's going. Okay? Hopefully that helps you guys. If you still need more help, let me know, or you can watch the homework problems video as well.